Alright you guys, today we are doing a massive power upgrade in the van. If you watched the van tour video, you know that right now we have a pretty simple and basic setup. But after being in the van on and off for like 6 months over the past year and a half, we have definitely learned a little bit more about our power needs and we are ready for an upgrade. And the first step in that process is upgrading to this LiTime lithium battery and a DC to DC charger. So in this video, I want to share a little bit about our old setup and why that worked for us in the beginning, but why we ultimately decided to end up upgrading to lithium and why we chose LiTime. Full disclosure, LiTime did send me this battery and the DC to DC charger, but honestly, I would have paid full price for this. I genuinely feel like this is the highest quality battery you can get for the most reasonable price. LiTime kills it in that aspect. And I'm a huge fan of any company that makes high quality products available to everybody at a reasonable price. With all that being said, let's just get right into it. And I guess we'll start with our old setup. The setup that we currently have right now is super simple. It's just one 200 amp hour Renogy deep cycle AGM battery. And the only way that we can currently charge that battery is by driving. So we installed an isolator. That basically makes it so that we can charge our house battery off of the alternator of the van. That is the only way that we can charge it currently. And that's it. We don't have an inverter or anything fancy or solar or anything like that. So it's pretty simple and pretty inexpensive, which is why we decided to go with that route in the beginning when we didn't know what we wanted. But one of the major downsides with the AGM batteries versus the lithium batteries is that you can only take them down to 50% capacity. So with our one 200 amp hour battery, it was really only like we could use 100 amp hours out of it. But like I said, that system worked great for us. We were on the road full time every single day. We drove the van all the way across the country for 2.5 months. But then once we got a little more comfortable on the road, we started to increase our power needs. We started using things like a toaster oven and got a diesel heater and a fridge. And in the summertime when it's hot out, the fridge goes, runs extra hard. I have to turn the fan on a lot higher. So all of those things started adding to our power needs, and we quickly realized that 100 amp hours was not enough. There were so many times that we were just sitting in the van in the morning and all of a sudden the battery started beeping, which meant we had to get up and start driving. So we often found ourselves driving around a lot more than we really needed to just to charge our battery. We also should have had a DC to DC charger. Our alternator ended up going out on us on that road trip I was talking about after 2.5 months of driving every single day charging the battery. And from what I understand, if we would have had a DC to DC charger, that would have limited the voltage and the charge that it pulls. Basically, it would have made it so that our alternator didn't have to work as hard. But none of that is even going to be an issue anymore now that we have this LiTime lithium battery and the DC to DC charger. So this is the LiTime 200 amp hour plus self-heating lithium battery. This is a 60 amp DC to DC charger. Unlike AGM batteries with lithium, you can actually use the full capacity of the battery. So we can use the full 200 amp hours. You can drain it past 50% and you don't have to worry. So basically, we're doubling the capacity of our battery system with the same form factor, and this is at least 60 to 70 pounds lighter than our other battery. It also has a much longer lifespan. Our AGM one, I think, had a 500 cycle lifespan, where this one has 4,000, and that's even if you drain it up to 80%.
It's actually 4,000 cycles at 100%, 6,000 at 80%, and 15,000 at 60%, which is honestly insane.
This new one actually has a self-heating mode. So basically, when the battery's charging, if the battery gets to a certain temperature, I think it's like 41 degrees Fahrenheit, if it gets any lower than that, there's 2 heating pads that automatically turn on and heat the battery up. And then those heating pads turn off once it gets to like 50 degrees or a normal charging temperature. The main difference between the self-heating ones and the low temperature cutoff ones are that the low temperature ones just stop charging when you get to a certain temperature, and you actually have to remove the battery and take it to a warmer place before you can charge it. So this will enable us to charge. We live in Michigan in the Midwest where it gets very, very cold, and we often have 6 months out of the year, it's lower than 40 degrees Fahrenheit. So this is going to be clutch for us. LiTime also offers a 5-year warranty with their batteries, which is huge. And they have amazing customer service. Like I said, I was planning to just buy the battery myself, but I reached out to them and asked a few questions and got in contact with their marketing team. And here we are with the batteries. So they have been incredible to deal with and super quick at their responses. And the best part is that lithium batteries are expensive. But like I said before, LiTime LiTime is probably the best bang for your buck when it comes to lithium batteries. This isn't a very technical review, but there is so many other technical reviews of people trying to break these batteries open and going really into the specs and the technical parts of it. And from what I've seen, all the reviews have been super positive, saying that these are one of the best quality batteries that you can get in that price point. I'm not sure exactly what the normal price is. I think it's somewhere between $900 to $1,000, but it's actually on sale for $700 right now. So that is super affordable for a lithium battery. So like I said, this is not a super technical review or anything. I just wanted to share why we decided to upgrade from our current system. One thing that we are planning to add soon is solar. So this system is going to be very easy to be able to add solar, and the DC to DC charger we're going to need anyways if we were to do that. So with all that said, I guess really the only thing to do is to get to installing all of this. We already unhooked our old batteries, so really all there is to do is to run the new wires, install the DC to DC charger and the batteries. So let's go find Andrew and let's do it.
All right, so we found Andrew, and we actually have to take the isolator out, which is behind there. So that is basically what's been charging our house battery and what potentially could have faulted our alternator. So now that we removed the isolator, it's time to install the DC to DC charger and start running the new wires. All right, getting rid of the old wire, making room for new wire. Now we are prepping the new wires and making lugs, I think, right? Mm-hmm. Now that all the new wires are in, it's time to install the DC to DC charger. While we were doing all that, we were charging the battery up to 100% using the LiTime 20 amp charger. First, we bought a NoCo boost charger, but it was going to take over 16 hours to charge it. We ended up ordering this charger from LiTime, and I actually paid for it. They didn't even send this to me. It truly was just the best that we could find to be shipped the fastest. And once we got it, it charged to 100% in only a couple hours. All right, so we're hooking up the wires from the DC to DC charger to the starter battery of the van. He's gonna do the negative first and then the positive.
There we go.
Cool. Now all this is set up, and now we move to in there. Now that it's at 100% and everything's all wired up, the last step is to put the battery in and connect everything. All right, so we brought the battery inside and we've done all the wiring outside of the van for the new wire. I guess really all there is to do is plug everything in and see if it works. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. He just installed the negative for the battery, so now we're gonna do the positive, and there's a good chance that these lights could turn on if we have done things correctly and he's wired everything properly, because we can't remember if we left the lights on or off and which way the switch goes. So if they don't turn on, then we just have to flip the switch and test the power. So fingers crossed we did everything right. What do you think?
I think it'll work.
All right, let's do it.
Cool. I'm trying to not have my hand.
The lights turned on.
The fan turned on.
Oh my God. All right, we got power. Good job. Yay, I'm so proud of you. All right. Now that we know that everything works properly, we are going to get everything officially hooked in and situated. Definitely have to get creative with small spaces. All right, you guys, it's a couple days later now. We actually wanted to go on a trip and kind of test the setup to make sure that everything worked properly, and it did. So we didn't really make it look any cleaner, but I'll show you guys the setup. All right, so here is the final setup. We got the battery monitor, which tells us how many amp hours we have, how many volts and watts it's pulling, the percentage. There's the battery. Here is the DC to DC charger. It's a 60 amp that we have regulated to 30 amps right now. And back there is our fuse panel that basically powers all the DC appliances in the van. This is the circuit breaker, and then we have positive and negative bus bars. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. A pretty simple but functional setup.
All right, so we're all done, and I'm so glad that we finally got this upgrade done, and I could not be more proud of Andrew. For somebody that doesn't have a lot of electrical experience, it's super confusing and takes a ton of patience, and he's probably the most patient person that I know, which is great because I definitely am not. And I'm just so proud of him for figuring it all out and doing it by himself. And it just goes to show that yes, electrical can be hard and confusing, but anybody can learn to do it. And now it's going to be super simple to add solar and an inverter, which we most likely will be doing both very soon. And like I said, we've already taken the van on a trip to test out this system, and it worked so well. We barely took it past 90%, even not moving for an entire day. So this setup is going to be such a game changer. So huge thanks to LiTime for hooking us up and giving us a major power upgrade. They were kind enough to give me a code to give you guys a 6% discount on any of the LiTime products on their website. And just full disclosure, it is an affiliate code, so if you use that, I do receive a small commission. But like I said, they did not pay me or ask me to say anything specific in this video. I just told them my idea that I wanted to upgrade, told them I was going to make a video, and they just offered to send it. So I thought that was pretty cool of them. And by using that code, not only do you guys receive a discount, I receive a small commission, but you're also helping to support the brands that help support this channel, which is pretty dang cool. So yeah, all of the items, the battery, the DC to DC charger, the battery charger, all of that stuff will be linked in the description. And I also created a blog post that has kind of everything organized in one place. And yeah, if you guys use that code, you guys will get 6% off. So yeah, that's going to be it for this one. I just kind of wanted to document the process of this, and we are so stoked to finally be able to get back on the road in a more long-term basis here very soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next one.